welcome back to my channel. It's Kionna Sharice, and today I'm doing a birthday cosplay.
I can't even explain it, nah, maybe it's a way you look.
So it is my birthday, or somewhere around there. Let's be honest. And I was thinking, you know how a lot of your influencers, they take pictures, to post on their birthday. And I don't always do that, but I was thinking, if I'm a cosplayer, should I not be doing a cosplay? Now, unfortunately, I thought about this last minute, so we kind of winging it. Well, I thought about it. Then I was like, when am I going to do it? And then all of a sudden, I was like, I have time. I'm actually free like right now. So I pulled something together in about a day and a half. And also the topics for this video in about an hour. So instead of talking through the makeup I'm gonna do, I'm actually going to do an update, a mild update on about a year ago, or I don't know when, I did a life update talking about how trash 2023 was. And honestly, I probably said too much in that video. But it was the truth, but it was a lot. And I'm gonna just kind of give a quick update on a couple points in that video, maybe start yapping about something else, I don't know. But I haven't told y'all today. Okay, I wanted something quick, something kind of sexy, something I could pull together. And I decided on Lust from Fullmetal Alchemist, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is a 9/10 anime. It's only not a 10/10 because of pacing. The original Fullmetal Alchemist started off better. I'm not going to think about makeup too hard either, so whatever is in front of me is what we're using, because y'all know I can't yap and do at the same time. So we're going to do a classic look. Just a little something. I have one thing in mind that'll make it a little more Lust. But a quick note on Lust, she is one of the artificial humans, one of the homunculi in Fullmetal Alchemist. And I have actually only cosplayed Winry from the show. I've been meaning to do Edward for a long time. And if I had planned things out, that's who I would be doing. But out of the homunculi, who's my fave? I want to say Envy because I feel like their character arc is amazing. Isn't that crazy? I have identical scars from pimples. I get a pimple, basically, I get the same pimples over and over in the same spot. I always get one right here. Now, all of a sudden this month, one wants to show up on the other side. My handy dandy iPad. It's actually real life, Black Friday, Cyber Monday week, whatever. And I keep thinking about buying a new iPad because what do I have? Yeah, this iPad has 32 gigabytes of storage, which basically means every time I want to do something, every time I want to look something up for y'all, I literally gotta delete an app. Okay, starting with the updates from last year. First is the apartment, where I live compared to last time. So originally I was staying in an apartment that, is that a lot? I was staying in an apartment that I hated, rent was going up, couldn't get a new place. That kind of sums it up. Ended up at my friend's house, which started okay, then it started not, be it okay. And then eventually, okay, so I moved back up to Virginia with just a hope and a prayer. And somehow I got the place I live in now. I'm actually renting a condo from somebody, which is kind of interesting. So this product goes way too far. I don't know about this. But my very first apartment, actually throwback, when I moved to Atlanta for grad school, my family came and helped me, to move my stuff. But that's when I realized about making 3 times the rent. Now I had like a stipend with my graduate, basically scholarship. What's the other word? Fellowship. So I would basically be making 2 times the rent, which was fine with me, but apparently not fine with anybody else. So I was like, I literally can't find anywhere to live. And then eventually I saw this random condo on Craigslist, literally not even a picture. It was just like 3 sentences, condo, here's the rent, here's my phone number. And at that point I was desperate. So I called them and I got the condo, which is insane because that condo is basically half the rent of what I pay now. Anyways, this lady, my landlord, I showed up jobless, bad credit, And she said, all right. I did have a deposit. I'm afraid. See, this is why I can't yap and do makeup, because what is this about to turn into? I did and do have a couple of mild issues with this apartment, but overall it's cool. But I will tell you, like my last apartment, the dogs were killing me. My next door neighbor here, she also has dogs, but honestly, in comparison, it's literally nothing. It's whatever at this point. Generally, a quiet neighborhood, which I love. I'm like a spinster when it comes to noise. I don't want to hear anything. And overall, I can't complain too much. My main complaint would be I have to actually go to a dumpster to take out my trash. And I kind of hate that. But you know what? For what I get in return, it's very big. I have a lot of stuff. I'm trying to actually downsize, but at this point in time, I do have a lot of stuff. And I can fit everything in here. I'm still working on, that's a whole nother thing, but I'm like trying to decorate my apartment. Starting with the living room, I finally decided on the decor I'm into, because I'm kind of all over the place. But I just wanted to be so sure of the decor style I was going for before I bought anything. Because I am particular, like if I changed my mind, I will want something new. So I said, before I spend any money, let's figure this out. And I think I have figured it out. So that'll be an adventure over the next year. I do see myself living here for a couple of years, basically until something goes wrong. Can we see the red underneath? I think we can. I won't write it off yet though, because I just clearly used a mountain. How'd I do the same exact mistake as my last video, which is, I know I do eyeshadow first. Maybe it's because I barely do eyeshadow. But the main issue I did have when I moved in here was, y'all, I had the big roaches, the big water bugs, not the infestation kind, the I live too close to the woods kind, or wherever they at. And I was like, when I first saw them, I was like, what the hell? Because they're big in Atlanta, right? Or they have a lot in Atlanta. And I'm like, this is a southern problem. Like, what's going on? Y'all in that global warming, y'all bringing the bugs up here. So eventually I figured out how to get rid of those, but that was a stressful time. Oh my goodness. Because every time I saw one, it would just be like, my mood is destroyed for the day. But overall, I would say I'm pretty happy here. Happy enough. I am wondering if I can afford this rent. We're still wondering. Oh, there's also the whole like having to, when you're in a condo, you gotta like figure out, there's no maintenance. So luckily I haven't had too many problems, but it's like I'm having to figure things out for myself. Actually, I need to change the filter on my fridge today. I think this is a pretty solid base. I might have made myself a little darker than I actually am. I just pulled out my mirror and actually I look orange. Update number 2 will be the job. So I think I made it very clear how much like my last job was killing my mental health. And then I wasn't renewed, which I shouted in joy at. But I am actually at basically at my 1-year anniversary. Should I have done this? Just bring it down. 1-year anniversary at this job. And sometimes I have hard days. Sometimes it's a lot of work. I do have to work at night. Sometimes I'm on call. I handle things. They're trying to make me a somebody. But I honestly don't know what I want what my career path is, what I'm about to be doing. But it's like a mixture of trying to absorb the lessons, but also it's like, and now at what point are y'all asking me to do too much? Because that's not in the job description. Like, does that make sense? But I'm at my 1 year, and overall, I mean, it's light years better than my other team. Please. I mean, well, I take that back. Not the team. Not the team was fine. It was everything else. The only thing is, I won't talk about my job, my actual job, but y'all know I'm in the DC area. And well, I don't know what's gonna change for me for these next few years. Yeah, I feel like I look orange. I'm gonna use like a golden concealer, I think, to fix it, but I'm not exactly sure what else I'm gonna do to fix it. What was I gonna do on the eyes? One thing I was thinking about is I actually made more and did less at that last job. It was just crazy as hell. I feel like Lust would have a more dramatic wing, but I'll do a little more, but This is all I know how to do. Or you know what, actually, I feel like it should be straight out. From a distance, it's fine. This side, yeah. I wish I had just knew what I was doing from the start, but it's fine. The next update would be on the bankruptcy. I think I'm gonna place it a little differently than my normal, although it may just end up being the same way, to give more of that like lifted baddie look than what I usually care about. We'll see. I think I intend on doing a full video on like the bankruptcy process, and not like a how-to video, but kind of more about my experience. It is a different vibe. I'm gonna add some more. But overall, I'm very glad I did it. I would do it again. I would hire a lawyer again. 10/10 recommend. The only issues, so when it comes to like just, actually I should talk about this being better financially. I feel like I have definitely made improvements in that space, and it was just hard to make any improvements if you're, like, you can't be better at spending money if you don't have no money to spend. So now that half of my paycheck isn't going to credit card minimums, just the minimum, I'm able to like think and breathe for a minute. So the only issues I've had is, as far as credit cards, I do have one. Because I feel like you need one credit card for certain things. And I only got the one that basically they sent me a pre-approval in the mail. And I would say be very careful with that, because you'll get random card invitations, but they'll have really high fees. They'll just have random stuff going on. And this one, no annual fee, no extra fees than like your extra card. You also just don't get any extra. There's no rewards or anything like that. It's just a basic old card. So I'll use that for things that I'm worried about having purchase protection for, because, you know, you can get your money back quicker on a card than you can at the bank. I'll use it for my hotel and then just pay it back. Basically stuff like that. And as far as like applying for any real cards, I don't know. I would have to look up some information on that, because like okay, so there's basically two options. Well, it's probably more, but either a bank that is called burning the bank if you not dispute, but if you charge a bankruptcy with a card with a bank, they will either, one, not want to work with you at all, like you getting denied for everything, or they might say the other way, because you can't file for bankruptcy again for, it's either 7 or 10 years. I think 10 for what I did. So they'll say, oh, well, she can't charge it off this time, so let's give her a card because we know she's gonna run it up, and then she's just gonna owe us money, money, money. So there's two ways it could go. And there's like some forums online that talk about other people's experiences with how banks treated them afterwards. Like even one of my cards, the card that I had the highest limit on, I'm getting emails from them, like not pre-approvals, but like advertisement emails. And it's like, do you know who I am? Do you know what I did? You must not know what I did if you're calling me. So anyways, I don't see me applying for any card for a while. Also, when it comes to housing, like I said, she let me in here, but technically in my lease, she could drop me if she wanted to. Like that's part of the lease. If someone files for bankruptcy, you are allowed to evict them. Let me not do too much. I'm not paying attention. So if I did want to leave here, applying to another apartment, that could be an automatic rejection for some places. So I would have to do a lot of research and a lot of work. There are places that will let you rent there, but it's not automatic. Klarna cut me off. But other than that, I haven't really had any issues, but I'm not really trying to do anything like buy a house or buy a car in the next little while. So I feel like from what I hear, after about 2 years, people start caring less. But I also feel pretty good about my money management. So basically, I have like ADHD, and the whole budgeting thing is just like, yo, I blended that. That was uneven. One of my friends is like a budgeting wizard, and she'll be like, oh, I'm about to do this. Let me make a budget. Like, I don't even know what it means. Like what I find easier for me is as soon as I get paid, I try to pay that check's bills. And then whatever's left over, it's for me. I'm basically when I run out of money, I've run out. And I'm gonna be eating noodles until I get another check. That's probably not the best, but the bills are paid. So I just have to decide up front, like, I pay into my savings. If I know I have something coming up, I will set money aside for that. Like, I just need to pre-think of what I'm about to have to pay for. So I do have a little money set aside for like unexpected circumstances. Not as much as I could. Not as much as I could, but yeah. Ooh. I'm hungry too. Just a lot going on. I hope this is a trust the process moment, because I just blacked out for a minute needing to check on something else and blending, and girl, but maybe because I just don't do my makeup like this, so maybe it comes together later. So that's the blush brush, blending these edges with the foundation brush. Mental health update. Breaking news. Better. We're doing better. I definitely don't feel like the same amount of depression that I felt last year. Actually, I don't know if I would say I'm depressed at all. Except for this whole daylight savings, the sun set before I even got off work on the other day. Like the sun was gone before 5. I don't do well with that. And we have a few months left. So I'm gonna have to navigate that. But overall, I'm cool in that way. But the one thing I have noticed is I've been more open to discovering my anxiety issues. I've always been anxious, but I didn't realize until recently that other people are not fighting for their lives like this. That the amount of overthinking I do and the amount of like fear I have just on a general daily basis, apparently other people don't have that. So actually, I had heard of therapy for Black girls before, but I thought it was only therapy, and I was like not in the mood for that. But they have like actual psychiatric doctors up there, and I found a lot of them in my area, which was so interesting because I've Googled ADHD specialist in my area a million times. I just never made an appointment. None of these Black women ever showed up. So that's crazy. So one day I'm going to pick someone and make an appointment. I'm focusing on, it's like one issue at a time that I can be bothered with. And right now it's like I'm having stomach problems that I'm mildly concerned about. I finally have I wasn't even finna push for it, but my GYN, she's so cool. She's not my primary. I have a primary, but she acts like my primary too. Like I feel like I'm having 2 primary care appointments a year because I just tell her all my problems. And she sent me a referral to a gastroenterologist. So we're gonna hope that man is nice. But yeah, I just want to get some things checked out. And I've been seeing on TikTok a lot, this is where discernment comes in. Because I don't believe I have colon cancer. They've been saying, it's been showing up in people a lot younger than it used to. And like, I don't think I have it, but I would like a little testy test. Give me a test just to confirm. So hopefully he's a cool person who will just do what I want. Because I would actually I also have bad acid reflux. So if we could just do a double endoscopy, colonoscopy, knock them out in one day, would love that. What am I doing? I'm gonna set the face. So yeah, I'm gonna see what that man's talking about first, and then we'll come back to maybe any anxiety/ADHD support. And I need some support. I won't even get into that, but I need some help. What did I just say? I was thinking about, because what the girls do next is bake, but I actually think, to be honest with you, I don't know what I should do next. But it's looking better. I feel like it has come together. I'm gonna try baking. Not full on baking, but, because what did I see? They used a setting powder, which I just did, well, a pressed powder, and then they go in with a loose powder. That's the thing. I think the last time let me just get concentrated. The last time it just got everywhere. I don't know. I'm gonna put a little bronzer on. I forgot this was a talking video. Oh, I feel like that's basically it on the mental health. I think that's the last topic I'm gonna update on for now. Now, what I had planned for next was I made a list of cool things I got to do this year as part of like just a reflection and how things are picking up. What I like to do on my Instagram is a lot of people do the monthly recap, and I do it as well, but I kind of use it as my reminder. You do have fun. Things are going kind of well. Just going over everything again with my powder brush. But overall, I think this looks pretty good. I'm actually not done. What was I gonna do on the face? For one, I was actually pretty pleased with how the extra black liner looked in my Nancy from the Craft cosplay, so we're gonna do that again. Adriana Nicole Cosmetics has been blowing up. She's doing so well. I think I want to use... Actually, let me just swatch both of them real quick so I can be sure. See, okay, so the top color is Ethereal, which is the one that's going super viral, and then below it is Divine, and it's like, am I looking at this right? They're both kind of purple blue, but just the opposite shift. But I want a purple because Lust's eyes, I don't know if that's just an FMA, but her eyes were purple. So I'm gonna use Divine. Which I'm seeing blue, but whatever. That is how that looks. I'm gonna put Invincible, which if I remember right, it's kind of pink. Right there. The base came together. Oh my gosh, I think this looks okay. I think this looks okay. I hope. Now we change and somehow put a wig on. I'll be back. You know the drill. I do feel like it's giving birthday. I made one little mistake, but hopefully y'all can't see that up close. I can't tell how the hair looks. I feel like it needs it needs a wash. I don't know how, but I think it's fine. The only thing is, well, the lip. Oh, it's so small. Okay, this is the Ouroboros tattoo that they have. Now, normally, since I am a makeup girly, I would have tried to paint it, but I'm also a hand shaking girly, so I just bought like a little temporary tattoo. It is real small, and I want this in the frame. Good enough for now. Okay, finishing touches, because why is my son moving? I have actually become quite comfortable being a no lash girl, but I feel like for birthday photos, this glitter looks so good. And honestly, if I was just going out, this is like the one time in my life I would do a nude, like a beige lip. I kind of feel like a real nude would eat, but we have a cosplay. So what I think I'm gonna do a little bit different this time is the whole top lip black. Red lip. It's mixing with the black and turning into something else, which I should have foreseen, but I actually kind of like, because the nails are bloody. Not actually specifically for this cosplay, but like in the fall, I like an ox blood nail, which is also why Lust wears gloves, but I'm going to be wearing fingerless gloves so you can see my nails, and also so I can work my phone. This is how they look. I think they're fine. It's giving dominatrix, which honestly, I feel like that means I did the cosplay because that's what Lust gives. Apparently my Wicked Lady earrings have just become my evil person cosplay earrings. that's it. So I guess happy birthday to me. Here's to things getting better, living life, trying new things. I didn't get to the list of things I enjoyed this year, but I can tell you next year I am going to try to start traveling more, which is 1, my fear of flying, 2, me managing my money, 3, me just being afraid of everything. So the plan thus far, if I tell y'all, I have to do it, don't I? I'm taking a solo trip to Iceland in a couple of months and I'm scared. But hopefully if I survive that, that means I will have like the confidence. I've been to places alone before, so that's not the problem. I don't know what the problem is, but I'm nervous. But let's wrap it up. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.